Good morning, my dear students. In the last video, we have discussed that is the new chapter, the molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, in that new chapter, we have already discussed about that is the properties of the DNA and also properties of the genetic material, and also what are the historical background of the genetic material, and also we have discussed regarding about there is a types of nucleic acids, and what are the composition of the nucleic acids. In this we are going to discuss that is how these composed nucleic acids will form what that is nucleotides and also nucleosides. Okay, so let us discuss that is nucleotides and nucleosides. And nucleosides. So, while we understand what are nucleotides and the nucleosides according to this nucleic acids, okay, we already discussed in the last video the composition of the nucleic acids. The composition of the nucleic acids, they are made up of that is three chemicals. Which are those three chemicals? If I ask the questions, you may answer. That is the one, it is the pentose sugar. The second one is the, which one? That is the nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous bases are of two types. One, it is the purines. The second one, it is the pyrimidines. Purines are of adenine and the guanine. Pyrimidines are of what? That is the cytosine, thymine and the uracil. Okay, and the third is the phosphoric acid group, that is a phosphate group. Okay, so now we draw, in order to understand what is nucleotide and the nucleoside, in order to understand that nucleotide and the nucleoside, we should draw those three chemical composition, how they are attached. Okay, let me draw this, that pentose sugar. Pentose sugar, this is pentose sugar. This is carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, then carbon number 4, then this is carbon number 5. This is pentose sugar, and in this pentose sugar, that is the another second what, that is a chemical composition of the nucleic acid, that is a nitrogenous basis. It is attached to the carbon number 1 of the pentose sugar by the formation of what, that is a one of the bond, which is that bond we can call it as a N-glycosidic bond. N-glycosidic bond. And here that is N-glycosidic bond, and for the fifth carbon atom, that is CH2OH. Here what happens, that is the fifth carbon atom, that is the phosphoric acid group. OH H3PO4. Okay, H3PO4. Here, that is by the removal of a water molecule, that is there is a formation of the bond. This bond, what we will call it as, that is a phosphodiester bond. Okay, in the examination they will ask between the name the bond formed between the pentose sugar and the nitrogenous bases. What is your answer, students? That is a N-glycosidic bond, and the bond formed between that is the pentose sugar and the phosphoric acid group. So which is the bond? That is a phosphodiester bond. By the removal of what? That is a water molecule, it will form phosphodiester bond. So here, in order to understand that is the nucleotides and the nucleosides, the nucleotides, it will include what? That is a pentose sugar, nitrogenous bases, along with it is attached with the phosphate, that is a phosphate group, that is a by the formation of the phosphodiester bond. So let me think, that is a see that in order to understand. So here the deoxyribose sugar, it is attached to the nitrogenous bases, and also it is attached to the what nitrogenous bases one we can take the example, that is a adenine. Okay, so adenine it is attached, okay, and also phosphodiester bond. This is what we will call it as the nucleotide. Okay, nucleotide. Okay, so nucleotide, then it will be composed of pentose sugar, nitrogenous bases, and also phosphate group. So these three compose to form what? That is the nucleotide. So if we remove what? That is this phosphate group, it will form what? That is only these two. It will form what? That is a nucleoside. Okay. So this is the difference between nucleotide and the nucleoside. Then what is nucleotide and the nucleoside? Nucleotide, it will forms by the formation of what? That is a pentose sugar, nitrogenous bases, and also that is a phosphate group. If it will composed of the three chemical composition, what we will call it as a nucleotide. So nucleoside, it is nothing but what? Only pentose sugar and nitrogenous bases. Phosphate group, it is absent. Okay, this is what we will call it as a nucleoside. While naming the nucleotide and the nucleoside, so we have to be very careful. Okay, so how we have to name? So we can name, so including that is a nucleotide, that is if we take that is an example, the adenine. Okay, so only that is a nucleoside naming, so we can call it as a adenosine, that is a deoxyriboadenosine. So one I will give the example, nucleoside, that is a deoxyriboadenosine. So while nucleotide naming, that is a nomenclature, we can call it as a deoxyadenosine monophosphate. Okay, like this all the different that is nitrogenous bases it will be included. Okay, so iga nitrogenous bases andre 5 nitrogenous bases barutte. DNA nalli adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine irutte. In case of the RNA, thymine replace ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, uracil ಬದಲಾಗಿ thymine ಬದಲಾಗಿ uracil ಇರುತ್ತೆ RNA ನಲ್ಲಿ. That is adenine, guanine, that is uracil and cytosine. Okay, so while naming, in case of that is a nucleoside, deoxyadenosine only, and deoxyguanosine, deoxycytosine, that is a uridine, deoxythymidine. So while naming the nucleotide, deoxyadenosine monophosphate, deoxyadenosine deoxyguanosine monophosphate, like this we have to name while naming the nucleotides and the nucleosides. Okay, in the next session we are going to discuss about the structure of what? That is a DNA. Okay.